Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to Endless Legend 2 with a preview event by Hooded Horse. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you're going to have a good time here. We're going to play as the Kin of Sheredyn as promised. Over in my Aspects Let's Play, we said that we would just go over and do the Kin, which is the other faction available, and that's what we are here to do. Now there's a very specific playthrough I want to try and do, and there's no guarantee on its actual success. Basically due to some management of map systems, etc. This is an early look at the game, so it's not unexpected. But what we're going to do today is we're going to play the Kin of Sheredyn, but we're only going to have necrophage opponents, and that is it. Hopefully, this will create a much more militaristic style preview for you. But again, absolutely no guarantees, but this is a really great storyline in general, and it has a lot of really good content in it. So if this is kind of the thing you're interested in, we are going to do a more traditional mini campaign of 30 to 45 minute episodes. So we'll go all the way through 125 turns like we did with the Aspects. So if this is your type of content, be sure to let me know by giving the video a like, subbing, and of course leaving comments in the comments section down below to help bring this into the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, let's get right on into it. Again, a couple of caveats here. One, this is a very narrative focused campaign. We are going to be going through all the narrative talk, about 95% of the narrative talk, I'll say, because that is a huge part of this game. If you don't lean into that narrative, then you probably won't enjoy it that much. Two, I am associated with Hooded Horse, which is Endless Legend 2's publisher. However, if you want to know more about what that means, you can look in the video description, in the description of the video rather. But also, essentially, I am not being incentivized in any way, shape, or form to create this content. I'm simply enjoying the heck out of the game. Let's get right on into the Kin of Sheredyn, our Terran human faction. I'm really excited for this. Let's go.
We came from the stars, the Sheredyn, the right hand of Empress Elevus. Garin led the tattered remnants of our fleet here, ordered to find a new home. Yet this world has not been welcoming. Terrors in the oceans, scuttling horrors on the isles. We were tested, but never swayed from our task, even when we lost Garin herself. With Garin's courage and Garin's steel, I will rebuild the Kin anew. With the wisdom of the stars and the strength of the chosen, we will fight to ensure that Saiadha is not a staging post, but our true home.
Alright, so one of the really cool things that I love about the Kin of Sheredyn is they already have an immediate tie-in to the Endless Universe. They were the right hand of the Empire of Man. So they basically, I won't say crash landed here, but they landed on Saiadha forever ago and have since had a rough go at it. And their leader, Garin, has disappeared. So it's not exactly the best situation for them. So what we're going to try and do is see if we can't find a really good place to establish and set up, and we will roll from there. Now, again, we do have this prepared settlement bonus, so that means we're not incentivized to immediately found our city, as it were, so we can kind of explore and see what the world has to offer. But my word, is this a gorgeous game. We're going to take a look. We are very much industry focused, so something like this setup may even be really good for us, but I'm not going to harp on that too much because we also need to figure out just where we're going to go in general. So this actually isn't a bad spot, and the reason why it's not a bad spot right here is, one, we'd automatically pacify this Xavius village, which isn't a bad deal, but we'd also be next to some ridges, and ridges are really good for industry. The thing is, we also have a couple of anomalies here, which we could get some science going. My only concern would be food, but we do have some food over here that we could expand into. This is a weird looking ridge here, but again, we could expand into it if we wanted to. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go into our hero real quick, because I think we have some equipment we could use. Spyglass of the Sages gives 1 determination. And then, oh, I would switch out for this or 1 resilience. I think we really like resilience. We do like resilience. So we're actually going to switch that out. So that way this guy can get 4 resilience, which is really good for us. All right, so I think I know what we're going to do here. I also don't know why this is still technically... Okay, it was just a little bit of a bugged issue. So we are going to set up here. This gives us a really, really good start. I am just going to pop it right here. And my word, that does look gorgeous. All right, very cool. We actually start with 25 industry, which is going to be really, really helpful for us. And again, our districts we can start out with are industrial in nature. So we're going to pop a dude there. We're going to pop another one here. But the thing that I'm going to do over on this one is we are going to drop a stronghold. And so what we're actually going to do with that is, you can see some basics of our defenses, but the Kin of Sheredyn actually have a really cool mechanic called Strength of our Zeal. And essentially, the higher fortification we have, you can see, the more unlocks that we get. So like our first unlock is Divine Service. Once we hit a 50 fortification, and that creates a divine population that allows us to utilize our citizens a little bit better. So if we were to go into here, we could see that the Kin of Sheredyn population gets 2 industry on artisans. So this is the best slot for them right now. But a divine population actually has +1 of all of the FIDSy resources. So it replaces a citizen with one that has all the FIDSys. So if we can manage our dust income well, we can actually, every 5 turns or whatever, for 100 dust, turn a citizen into someone that can be very, very useful for us. So I'm really excited about it. But again, we have some narratives to take on. 20 winters had passed since the mantle of leadership fell on General Shapenrenko, yet she could remember no harder time. The devastation of the storms have scarred many kin, and the ensuing starfalls have stirred ancient memories of their own times traveling the heavens. Sermons are more evangelical, congregations greater, and canticles sung with unrecalled zeal. Garin's legend burns brighter than ever, with many kin desperate for their lost leader to return from the wilds to relight their path. For the leader of the kin, it's also a testing time. Seneschal, I pray you disturb me for good reason. I have a lot on my mind. For good reason, yes, but my news is troubling. Spit it out then. I hear enough riddles from the chaplains. Prisia is missing, slipped past the patrols. Another one determined to retrace the great commander Garin's footsteps, no doubt. One of our most promising youths, but she's too impetuous. Do I hear a soft spot in your voice, General? Perhaps, but no matter who, the response would be the same. We'll need to send a search party. All right, so we need to search the mosaic halls with a hero, and we would get 75 dust. We can do that. Now, one of the benefits is in our, what am I trying to think of? Our travels, we've unlocked anomalies, or curiosities rather, excuse me, that has given us a reserve of 50 science. So basically, we have 50 science to toggle however we want to toggle it. Now, that could be used for anything here. And you can see that we would actually automatically get at least 1 technology if we wanted it. So what I'm actually going to do here, 1 scribe slot on the capital. Scavenging would be really good, but I'm going to do the Strength of Garin. That's 5 defense on a unit, 2 industry on a keep. And then I'm going to go with fencing. So in 2 turns, we'll get fencing done because of our science reserves. And then I'm going to go Voice of the Masses and then Scientific Charter. And the reason for that being I need food, so I need farms. I need Voice of the Masses because I need to be able to unlock more influence. And then we should have enough influence to creep down into here and take advantage of that. Cool. That's pretty cut and dry. We're going to go and start exploring with our Legion and then go into the Mosaic Halls, which is right over where we were to begin with. But not before we talk with Mantimire. You must be a soldier. Why are you here and not at war? A champion. We've always wanted to meet a champion. I am Mantimire. Yes, you are permitted to tremble if you wish. You come to steal or pilfer, sit by the fire, laugh, and play games. Sitting by a fire is a pleasant distraction, but we have something else in mind. Then you come to steal. You will pay dearly for your greed and incivility. No, no, no. The kin are here to make friends with you, Lord Mantimire. Not become your enemies. No stealing, no battle, no games. So we may be friends. Rich and powerful ones. Very well. Kin of Sheredyn, I propose you help become a true military power. Happily, within its limits, that is, friend. You have a warrior, a great warrior? Show us how you make them even greater. Stand back and we'll see why we call them heroes. So we need to raise his level by 1, pacifies the Xavius in the region, and we get 75 influence. I can do that. All right, cool. Well, we see we have 2 in here, and if we pacify them, we get 10 fortification per pacified village under the protectorate on a city, which is really good for us. I will take that. That would be very great. We're going to combine things here, and then we're going to move down into here to be able to go after our mission. All right. Well, it seems like Black Hammers, I think they are the Black Hammers, they want to battle us because they are a warring faction, a little more hostile. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, we can see that we definitely outnumber them, and we outclass them in terms of our power, so that's not going to be too bad of a battle. Let's go ahead and meet them level to level here. But I want to go ahead and defend here, and then I can shoot that dude there. There we go. And now basically what I get to do is I get to hit them twice. I actually get to hit them 3 times. And because we're all together, we actually get our Stand United, which we gain 8 shield per adjacent friendly unit, which gives us a lot of good advantages. Yeah, this is going to be a relatively simple battle for us, because eventually we will be able to get after this Black Hammer. And we're going to go ahead and switch the battle to fast. No use in hanging around. And then we're going to go ahead and hit defend, hope that he comes out to get me. Perfect. I'm going to well, no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine to go ahead and knock him out, I think. There we go. Yep. Simple enough. I know what they're doing. Thankfully. Okay, yeah, we definitely got them. 100%. Brilliant. Sweet. And we got some battle spoils as well as some experience. So that's not bad. Now remember, if we can get our rock leveled up, then we'll be able to pacify these boyos over here, the Xavius. So that's going to be very beneficial for us. Right, deep in the ancient ruins, the search party finds Prisia badly injured and trespassing far from home. Shep and Rinko decides to let her rest. They'll speak in the morning. You're lucky we found you, Prisia. In winters past, the necrophage have swarmed out of the depths of these ruins. You pay a lot for this obsession with Garin, don't you? And I'm happy to pay it. Someone must seek the truth after all. You have the best interest of the kin at heart. That is commendable. We all want to learn the truth, Prisia, but your methods are disrespectful, not to mention dangerous. I saw someone. What? Across the ruins. It might have been Garin. I would have followed, but I fell. Maybe that was fortunate. Whoever you saw, I'd stake my life it wasn't Garin, and whoever it was might not have taken too kindly to you talking to or trailing them. Now we need to get back to rest. Yes, Lieutenant Bresvas? General, our scouts have sighted necrophage in the vicinity. We mustn't disturb the nest. All right, all kin to arms. Let's see them off. We need to destroy the necro horde for 75 influence. I'm on it. All right, so it looks like they're over there. We might lose our sentinel. I'm not entirely sure. But let's go ahead and get the high ground before we attack them, because that will matter in our battle tactics. Now we can attack them. Oh, they're not even going to give us that respect. Okay, cool. Well, what do we have here? We have a necro drone, which does quite a good deal of damage and is also a flying unit, which means they can fly over obstacles and enemy units without issues. And they also have a feeder, which is a swarm unit. They are opportunist when attacking an enemy not being adjacent to... Wait, when attacking a unit being not adjacent to units of its army adds 20 damage. So we don't want to isolate. And they reduce the damage taken by 25% because they are a swarm unit if they're ranged. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and move there and there. I'm going to move up and then to the side. Oh, darn it. I was hoping to be able to get the high ground there. That's okay, though. 20 bucks says they fly over and attack Ua. Yep, I knew that would happen. And then that's not going to hurt so much at all. I can move here without having any issues with that guy. I really need to move and attack to hit them. And then we're going to take out the swarm. The reason I did that is so that this next turn, if this Necro drone attacks the weaker unit, I knew they would. We still get more defense because we're flanked on both sides. So much so that I'm actually going to defend here, which shouldn't really matter, actually. I should be able to take them out with our... Sweet. Perfect. Legendary indeed, General Natalia Shapenrenko. Truly, you create heroes as we create tricks in games. Sweet, so we pacified them and we've completed this. The enemy slain. Still as menacing as the day I first set eyes on them, though. This world is a death trap. The day the Necros stopped giving me the shivers is the day I relinquished my command, but we call this world home. But we will call this world home one day. Cool. General, our chosen units are close to full readiness. Meanwhile, I recommend we get as many hands on deck as we can muster, raise up our settlements for whatever's coming. Exactly. Emperor Zelovus would be proud. See it happen. Have 3 population as artisans in Garin's Rest for 1 turn, and we unlock the chosen. Cool. We got that stuff there, and then we have leveled up. Now, we could get a companion right now, but I'm not going to, and I actually want to wait to get a companion, because these guys, neither of these peeps are going to really help us at all. All right, so we do have 4 resilience, which means we could use any of these 3. And I think what I always enjoy the most is doing Nature of the Beast. So this is 10 max health and then 3 max health extra per resilience. So that would be 22. That works for me. 152 is not bad. Oh, did we level up twice? Oh, snap, we did level up twice. Okay. And so then what I think, gain shield equal to 20% of the hero's max damage, 3 extra shield per resilience. That's a passive skill. I think we're going to go here. That's going to be 9. Keep it safe. Very cool. All right. So we did pacify them. It's going to take a bit. No, we could assimilate them right now. We would get a Pantanel. Pantanel cuts a menacing figure whenever it appears. What is this? Okay, this is a defense expert. Adds 5 defense. It's a Juggernaut unit and a wall breacher. That just means if we were to lay siege, we could use it. That's actually not really that bad. The kicker is that I already have stuff set up here, and I would like to expand a little bit. We're going to expand into this anomaly. And I'm going to expand into this anomaly. Because that gives us a lot more food. It gave us a little bit of extra gold. And it gave us a little bit of approval, which right now we're not seeing any real benefits from. Hopefully here in a very soon little bit. And we got Voice of the Masses research, which means we could get some... Oh goodness, what am I thinking? Extra influence. There we go. All right, so we need to have 3 populations as artisans. But that didn't say that we had to... that they couldn't be... divine population. So we're going to work on that. We still have only 1 guy there. It's going to be 1 more turn. That's fine. I think we'll be okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we missed the cinematic here, but it's the monsoon season. And if you have watched any content so far, you know the monsoon season is one of my favorite times and also not one of my favorite times. It's one of my favorite times because we get to see a huge boost in health regeneration. We also get to see a lot of anomalies that don't, or curiosities that don't pop up until the monsoon season comes. We get double the battle rewards and we unlock our council seats, which hopefully are going to be really good for us. All right, so for sure we want Urarek. We get 15 industry on the capital. 30 experience gain on the hero, dust cost to recruit hero, movement points outside of battle, and 2 vision range on the unit. That's pretty good too. We're going to do experience gain for now. I don't like this, but we don't really have a choice. It's not going to give us anything else really beneficial. All right, so we are good here. I'm going to go ahead and boost that up because I want our strength of our zeal to rise, which means we can now get a divine population. And so there, look, Fidzi for every resource. That's going to be very helpful for us overall. An urgent matter, or should I say another urgent matter, don't keep me waiting. We worry about a lack of water, but these rains are a bit too generous with their gifts. Fields and towns are flooding. Water has its place, and that is not knee-deep in the streets. What do you propose? If we drain it, we get 30 food for 10 turns. That's huge, but minus 10 industry. We could subsidize, which gets 10 approval on city at the cost of 75 gold, or we can ignore and get crop depletion. Oh, goodness. You know what? Let's go ahead and drain. There we go. Tools and time can be found. If the streets are flooded, the citizens can help drain them. It may not make me popular, but it's certainly practical. So we're going to slow down just a little bit here, but only a little bit. And we're going to get a ton of food, which is going to help things quite a bit. We're also working on our first expansion over into this region, which would allow us to get a lot more food in general. And then this area is actually going to be a really good place for some science to happen too. I like that a lot. Of course, we can get our science down here and whatnot. And down here would be a really heavily industrial area. Now, mind you, once we get... Ooh, and we also have some resources. We got a lot of really good stuff coming in. All right, cool. We've established our camp. It's going to be a bit before we can get it as part of our city. But that's fine because we still have a good population here. We're going to drop this guy into the industrial side. We can go ahead and do another divine population. And then we can keep on exploring here. But we should have completed... Oh, it's got to be for a turn. So we can definitely do that in the turn. Scientific charter. And the noise and industry and commerce rise from Garin's Rest main thoroughfare. Beyond, banners flutter in the breeze and mouth-watering smells drift from the cooking pits. The city thrives, yet some of the kin wear faces grim as thunder. They're angry, not with you, but with Prussia. Word travels fast, they know of her defilement. Some are too zealous, I fear. We need to keep her out of the way while she still recovers. I will see to it. In general, there is good news too. Soon, our mighty chosen units will roam far and wide. News of Prussia's expedition to the Garin's Rest has spread like wildfire. Rumors that she cited the messianic figure of Garin have only inflamed many kin's anger. Among the most faithful, spurred on by the church, there are calls for the resurrection of the Great Search, expeditions that sought to find their missing commander all those years ago. Strange forces are afoot in these lands, yet anyone talks about our savior, Garin. They're afraid. Garin offers them hope. And I do not? Our Messiah must have been quite the leader. I wish I had been old enough to remember her. She was. The tales are embellished, but not ridiculously so. Saiadha had already strengthened her when she walked into the wilds. And so we are to ignore the fragile state and marshal our efforts in finding her again? How will we make this our true home if we're always waiting on her return? That I don't know. What I do know is that most kin see her as our savior. If she were to be found, then all of our problems would be solved. The burdens of leadership. The truth is our resources are stretched thin. We can't both search for Garin and build our settlements. We're going to build. Screw that, dude. We want a chosen. We're going to get 5 approval. Like, we're going to make this our home 100%. Garin is a lost cause. We would ignore our settlements at our folly. What do you suggest? I believe Lieutenant Brezvis has some ideas. I'll fetch him. Happy to hear our focus is on the present situation, General Shapanrenko. Commander Garin should stay in the past. Anyways, I believe it's time we flex some kin muscle. Meaning we should bolster our chosen forces. Saiadha is changing. Our settlements are vulnerable without adequate protection. The chosen can fill that role. Sweet. So we built that and we'll get 5 approval. Sweet. I can do that. We're going to unpin this. And then also we have some deeds we could do. Be the first to eliminate at least 20 units. Be the first to pacify 6 villages. I think both of these, I think all of these are actually technically broken. But it's cool to think that we could possibly do them. And then also, you'll notice that when we got a certain fortification, we're no longer doing the little picket lines. We're doing actual walls, which is really, really fun. What we're going to do next is I'm actually going to come over here and try and pacify these black hammers. We're going to probably get into some battles with them, but that's okay. And we're going to see what we can't do to maybe go ahead and build a chosen. Yeah, that farm will be fine. It's not ideal. And then we could... Oh, we need to assimilate Xavius. Yeah, we need to assimilate them for sure. And the Tidefall's already come. Seriously, it's absolutely one of my favorite things about this game. All that land falls backwards and falls away in what is literally called the Tidefall. All right, cool. We're still going to go over here and try and pacify them because we get 2 industry per pacified villages under the protectorate on keeps districts, which is massive. And then we can see that we definitely need to take... Oh wow. Rosalia de Castro. Okay, we're definitely going to take that, but I think it would be beneficial to come over here and take them as well. We can do a divine population. Unfortunately, I can't get this guy just yet. We're almost there. I would love to speed that up, but also we still really need... we need to expand, and we can't do that as quickly as I would like, if I'm being completely honest. But there's our chosen. With a chosen in the field, the citizens of Garin's Rest sleep easier knowing they're more protected than ever. One night soon after, a strange interloper breaches the Kin's capital, ghosts right into its heart. Who are you? How'd you get past my guards? I'm impressed, General. I've been watching your burgeoning settlement. Your chosen forces wouldn't be out of place among the stars. You came from the stars? You did too, didn't you? Long ago. We did, but now Saiadha is our home. Who are you? And are you the cause of the world's turmoil? My name is Oyita. I don't know what we caused, and what would have happened anyways. We intended no harm, we only sought answers. But harm has befallen this world nonetheless, and I am sorry for that. Be warned though, more chaos is coming into this world. I just hope you survive it. Now, you seek a lost leader, don't you? How do you know that? We watched you. You and every other race. But that's not important. What's important is this a site beneath the waves. I think you'll find answers there. You're not going? Hadrada, where'd she go? I can't fathom it. Disappeared right before our eyes. At least we have a location. She totally, like, Star Trek'd out of there. Cool. Well, we got 5 approval. The storms have passed, the seas fall, and great tracts of land lie exposed for the first time in thousands of years. Where only once terrible creatures swarmed, now the waters have receded. Oops. The kin may pass without fear. Well, less fear. Whether they like it or not, the fate of their lost leader, Garin, seems intimately tied to their own fate. Reluctantly, Shaponarenko makes plans for kin forces to visit the site that may hold answers. In Garin's Rest, a sense of hope is in the air, even if young Prisia has gone missing again. Dadgummit. General, we're almost ready to mount an expedition to the site. The drifter, Rizeld, wishes to speak before we set off, though. Says he has useful insights to share. We'll see. Send him in. General Shaponarenko, I thought you wanted to be left in peace. How long's it been since you set foot in a kin settlement, Rizeld? Maybe too long. Anyways, enough about me. Word has it you're heading to that site that was long beneath the waves. The one linked to Garin. We are? What of it? I can help. I know things about that place. My time away from the kin has been enlightening, you might say. Give me some materials and I'll be your guide. Okay, we have an agreement. Now be on your way. Kin soldiers will meet you at the site. Do you think we can trust him? No, but we don't have to. Learning Garin's fate's the only thing that matters. If there's a chance he can help. Now, any news of Prisia? Nothing. All right, keep your eyes open out there. I got a feeling she's wrapped up in all this. So we need to bring 10, I think that's glass steel, to the long submerged ruins, and we get minus 50% on the Gaze of Garin research. All right, we are going to add this to our army. There we go. And then one of the cool things is that we're almost done with era 1 of research. When we get to era 2, we get +1 unit slots for the army. We get 40 experience on new units on cities. We get another chosen that we can use, and it unlocks an archer. So right now we're maxed out on chosen, but if we research certain techs as well as get to the next level era of tech, we'll actually be really good there. And then we also have an underground citadel here. Okay, so these are really cool. 536. We're not quite there yet. But we could plunder it for a massive amount of influence, or we could seize it and claim this entire territory for us. That's something to think about, something we could do in the near future. All right, cool. They've come and attacked us. That's kind of what we want. It works for me. We're going to go and get up on the high ground here, and we're going to get into the manual battle. All right, so they have to come to me. Can I reach this high ground? I can. Sweet. I'll take it. We'll move there. And then this will work as well to be able to get to them next time. I'm totally fine with them attacking me. Let's get... I'm actually going to come up here. And the reason for that is I don't want to get the low ground in case they do come at me. Okay, it doesn't look like they're going to come at me, which is fine. Our chosen units are bonkers, by the way. Can he can't even move over to us. So I'm going to go here. Yeah, go ahead and come at me, bro. That's totally fine. Gonna punch him down there. I'm actually gonna support and then go here. Because then that way I could potentially come around. Okay, we're gonna have to chase him the whole time. That's rude. I can't do anything? Come at me, you coward. Alright, so unfortunately the game did bug out for me a little bit, so I had to kind of reload one of the saves, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to destroy this guy. Oh no, I think we will. Okay, perfect. Whew. I was hoping to be able to, because that gives us a lot of experience that we need. Nice. Okay, cool. And now we're gonna go up here in the next turn, and we're gonna see what it would take to pacify them, because again, they're super useful. Alright. Oh, perfect. We've met a necrophage. Yes. You, Sheredyn, come knock on our door. You didn't think I'd see the day. Long way for you to travel. These lands are not safe for those who wander. Hear the silence, Kin of Sheredyn? Not good. Never so quiet since we left the Kin camp. We listen for the sound of armor. Every one of us. I listen too. I'm in no mood to talk. You fear approaching armies? No. I fear those who went out may not return. A scouting party left on my orders a dozen days ago. No new sense. We can spare no one to search, so we wait. If we looked for these missing scouts, you'd be more interested in talking? I'd be amenable. We are alone here, General Natalia Shepenrenko, and the world is full of dangers we don't understand. Even a single absence hurts. Painful as it is to say, I believe they are gone forever. We are warriors. We sing songs of steel and beat the drums of iron. Black hammers fight and win and come home. Those who attack them may still be prowling these lands. Cool, so we need to destroy the gutless bandits. We'll get a modeled scythe, and it would pacify the Black Hammers. And now we got to hit a battle because they triggered one, which isn't a big deal. I am not concerned. We're going to get our chosen, surround us there. Manual battle, let's get into it. Can I reach them? I can't technically. All right, we can kind of... oh, I should have moved over there. I'm going to move here anyways. Although it's not super advantageous for me. But I guess we could probably take out this Black Hammer first, technically. Yep, they always go after the cap because they are the weakest unit. Let's go ahead and smack them up pretty darn good. Might be able to take this dude out. Ignores the defense of the targeted unit, steals 80% of the hero's damage. Ah, we tried. That's fine. He's for sure dead this time. There we go. There we go as well. Sweet. And we got a critical hit there. Awesome. We got a lot of tech, or not a lot of tech, a lot of experience there. And that allows us to get to a level 4. And that's where I'm going to also go to a devoted guard here. There we go. So we actually get a lot of defense for him. When we roll there. If we did the gutless bandits, looks like they're right down there. We should be good then. And then we'd actually pacify. Oh, this region's so small though. I think we could still use it. It's just not super good for us. All right, scavenging crew. We get 25 experience on new units, 25 gains on battle spoils. A hero's point is available. My divine population is also available. Look at that. Look at that. It's great. It's wonderful. I love it. We need to continue expanding, but the issue is that I just can't. So in this case, what we would actually do, I can support some more units. We'll go there for the time being and start a new army because we did meet necrophages and I need to know where they are. Yep, we got all of that done. I just don't know where these guys are. Regardless, we have a lot of stuff we've popped up, so it's fine. I'm going to instantly resolve that one. And then we're going to go down to here. Instantly resolve this. Sweet. You've done well. I can hear from your weapons whispers that the monsters who took our scouts have paid the price. Awesome. So they are pacified now, so we don't have to worry about that. We get some spoils there. And we're actually going to come back into here to kind of gain our health back. We're going to pause them there. And we'll be good. We also have a protectorate ready, and I really do think it'd be beneficial to assimilate them. So we get 10 fortification per pacified villages, which is 20, which is on the city, which gets us a little bit closer to replenishing faith. But more than that, it allows me to recruit one of these guys. We're actually going to recruit 2 of them. No, we're not. We're going to recruit none of them because they are very, very expensive. Let's just delete that. Why can't I delete it? Nope. Okay, we'll just do one more turn. We will, this is a full army as well. Let's go ahead and go down here so we can start taking this. All right, cool. Let's cancel that, And now we don't really have a way to expand right now. It's too expensive to do so, which I do think needs a little bit of a rebalance. So what we are going to do, we're actually going to do artisans activism, which turns a quarter of our total industry production into influence. So we should be making 40, a little over 40. That works for me. And now, good news on the economic front. Our mining hub is a surplus of precious ores. I suggest we let skilled local artists use them to produce a beautiful collection that honors the Kin of Sheredyn. Cutting edge contemporary art, abstract forms with sharp lines and sculpted points. If we did that, we'd get 100. I'm just going to do that. No, we're going to do that. Yep, that's a super simple thing because I literally need that to operate and to have life. And so what we can do, I can go ahead and get another one of those guys. And then the cool thing is, once you do artisans activism, you get it automatically pops up every single time. So as soon as we get done researching something or building something rather, then we'll be actually really good to go there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get another one of these boyos back into there. So we now have 5 units. We can go exploring here and I can start taking this territory, which is going to be very, very important to me. 100% because it looks like we have glass steel. And it looks like we have an anomaly of ice needles, which we could put right here with our science, and that would be a really good science center. So definitely want to do that. And we also have another anomaly here, which would be very, very good for us to have. What I'm going to do here is we're going to go and queue up the next level of research. I am going to get a mine shaft, which is going to be followed up by another hero. We could probably do another hero. The Hand of Garin, which unlocks a Legionary's Workshop, which is actually bugged right now in the best of ways. It's actually way overpowered. But again, in the best of ways, we could go... We're actually going to go right here, I think. Yeah, we're going to go right there. We're going to go ahead and get this in as part of our city establishment. And then that'll be great. Oh, all right. We met them. All right, here are the necrophage. We're going to go ahead and burn this to the ground. We are going to raise it because screw that. I'm not going to have them in here. There is a small swarm there. And this is where things are going to start getting really, really militaristic. I'm so happy we found them. Like, you have no idea. I'm so happy we're able to get them. That's right. You retreated from the battle because you're cowards. And that's okay. Who are these guys? The bronze plates? It looks like it's actually a mission for another group, or for probably those other guys, the necrophage. What are you doing there, buddo? You're not gonna build another burrow, I'm sorry. All right, cool. We can build this. This is gonna be a really easy battle. We're simply just going to advance all of our forces. There's not much they're gonna be able to do. They'll probably try and retreat. Yep. Oh, and there's their city. It's right there. Interesting. All right, so what we can do here is we could actually build a city here to act as a defense. As like a defensive wall against these guys. Yeah, because this is... Yeah, there we go. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some exploring here. Let me explore real quick. I wonder what the best way to go about this would be. Found some Demetrius. What the crap is Demetrius? I don't know. But we could... We need to pacify this place right here. It's the largest region, and it gives me access to go and build a wall across everything. All right, cool. As your troops pick their way through the forest, they come across a glade full of freshly cut trees and dead Blackhammer warriors. Whatever enemy killed them has disappeared. There's no immediate clues to what happened, but as they prepare to hurry onwards, a lone figure appears. Murderers, what have you done? These were peaceful woodcutters. Even for your kind, this is an unthinkable atrocity. My soldiers have no blood on their weapons. There are no wounded. Stop your idiotic accusations. For my troops hunger, and you are alone. Look at their wounds. They were crushed with great blunt weapons, not sharp edges. Use the action remove forest to get 20 industry on Garin's rest. We'll do that in just a second. We research currency, which is good. Wait, did they say, did that have a better place? No, that's a science place. I'm gonna do science there. Sorry. That's like, oh, good grief. That's 2 different forms. Let me look here. What is a science? What does a science do? What does a science do? I think you get +1 science for having 2 resource things on a tile. +1 for each thing. So, I mean, you're talking like 6 or 8 science per thing right here. Yes, we're definitely going to do that. Sweet. The strength of our zeal has risen, which means now we can do replenish faith, which restores the health of all units in a targeted army, which is also awesome. Let's go ahead and have these guys auto-explore for a little bit. We built that. Now we just need to go here and remove the forest, which requires mine shaft, but... Oh, he retreated, you coward. Come back. Sweet, now he has to do it because he got attacked twice. All right, cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and manual battle the heck out of this. They've got a couple of ranged units, which is gonna hurt. But it's not gonna be the end of the world. But I still think we can, I think we can get this done pretty easily. All right, that was a cool little move. Plays with fire. Ow, that was not a cool little move. That actually really hurt. Bro, you're like really wounded. It'd be a shame if someone killed you. And then we push up front here. If we could take out an archer, that'd be great. Sweet. We actually stand a decent chance. No, we don't. I think we just lost one of our cav units. We did. It's not a huge deal. Cav units are kind of uber weak right now. But still, it would have been nice to at least take one on. Yep, and then they're just going to retreat. Forest cover isn't going to help you very much. Bada bing, bada boom. Good grief. Sometimes the battle UI is a little bit borked. Let's go ahead and get this guy dead. And this battle is ours 100%. Nice. 200 gold. I will take it and I will run with it. We also leveled up, which means now we can start exploring some of our other ones. We have Might here. When attacking a unit adjacent to a friendly unit, 15 damage per adjacent friendly unit and 3 extra damage per might. That's huge. I like that a lot. That keeps us a little more cohesive together. Approaching the camp, the soldiers are intrigued by the sound of chanting. They discover a strange wicker shrine with several daughters of Boar prostrated. The soldiers drag one of the Boar to her feet, yet she doesn't struggle or cry out. Let yourself be meekly brought before you. The others pay no heed. Who are you, daughter of Boar? My name is Alida. You should leave this place. Alida, I am General Natalia Shapenrenko, leader of the Kin of Sheredyn. Do we intrude on your place of worship? It isn't safe for you here. We are strong and armed. We can take care of ourselves. You, on the other hand, seem equipped with little more than prayer. The beasts are no danger to us. They still remember. What beasts? What do they remember? A few moons ago, a great monster, a god beast, terrorized our village. Many souls were lost, yet that wasn't the worst. Some of the lost came back, transformed, inhuman. We prayed to the god beast that may free them from their bondages, let them rest. But your prayers remain unanswered. It's only a matter of time. Our piety is absolute. Maybe we can help for a price. You would stop their suffering for what? The Boar know well the old world, the tombs of the ancients. Share what you know, and we will relieve them of their torture. Okay. Destroy fallen daughters of Boar. Interesting. Where's that at? Oh, they've been turned into horrors. Okay. Okay, I can dig that. Let's go ahead and get another chosen. What's in here? We have a legionary and a sentinel. So let's go ahead and get 2 archers as well. We're going to go ahead and come back here. And we'll be good on that front. We're also going to go ahead and evolve this into a city. And we're going to put science there. I mean, honestly, all of this is great for science. Let's go ahead and get a forum because I don't have that. And then we'll get another science here. We should probably get some food, even though it's not super beneficial for us in this specific territory. Cool. All right, cool. We have 1 until the mine shaft is done, which is great. Then we could go with... Oh, good grief. What do I want to go with? Foreign affairs is probably a good one. But I do think a trading post would be good. Creed may be better for us, just in terms of actually getting good approval. Cool. Mineshaft research. The cool thing about this is now we can go here and I can just pay to have it done. And I can also do this right here. We're going to go right like that. Divine population can't be had at this very moment. But you know, it can be done. Sweet heavenly mercy, this is a good spot. Look at all of these anomalies. Like right here, there's 3 anomalies, there's 5 anomalies. This is like the perfect science thing. The thing that I hate though is that I can't really build anything here. I guess I could build a science or a thing there. Okay, cool. All right, all hail Garin. Counselor Uarek, you have a matter concerning Garin's rest? Garin's rest is thriving, but I regret to inform the council there's a den of vice. What sins do you find? Many sins, but as I hold the seat to the Empire's finances, the one I'm most troubled by is bootlegging operations. Black markets are thriving, selling bootlegged wares. What do we want to do with it? We could sanction and tax them. We could crack down, gives us a courier, or we could observe and get 5 Iridian. No, we're going to go sanction. Get a little bit of dough. Sweet. All right, that actually gives us quite a bit of dough overall. We are going to post up here. And we're going to end the turn. All right, so there is an enemy city here, and it looks like they actually have a lot here that I'd be willing to take. I'm not going to take it just yet because it wouldn't be beneficial for us. We are already at our 2-city limit. But for one, I could go here and pay 150 bucks to start getting our titanium in. And the reason why we need titanium and glass steel is because we actually, one, we have a quest for glass steel, but two, we can use them to upgrade our units, which will be very, very helpful. Way to go here. Let's get Xavius. Is it just straight up 5 approval? Sweet heavenly mercy, that's great. But we actually need more. Requires a free population slot. Yeah, we're going to need to expand a little bit. I don't have enough. Dadgummit. Of course I don't have enough. All right, let's go ahead and go back to our little hallways. I'm not going to have enough to worry about this because I need to expand probably this way. Oh my word, we need 76. Sweet heavenly mercies. There we go. I need to be able to build a communal habitation, which gets me a lot of benefits there. We're going to pay cash money for that. I really need to expand this way. And we need to build up our defenses a lot more. Rawr, this stinks. Let's go here for our divine population. That will work for me. And then, let's see, we have 10 glass steel. We need to remove forest. Oh, we can do that in Lionbrock. And then I think we'll be done. Yeah, let's go here. And I think we're going to, well, we need to fight this guy. He'll retreat anyways. Oh, he won't retreat. Okay, cool. And it's, probably because he has some reinforcements. Which is a little bit foolish on him, if I'm being honest. Because I can still very much do some damage to him. They're retreating. One of the really cool things that I love about this game is when a hero kills another hero, it does a slow motion kill. All right. I love it. And then we're just going to come down here and start unleashing a little bit of hell on them. All right, so it is probably a lot of hell. Now, the thing is that, like, we are really powerful compared to them, but they have the ability to crank out units like mother truckers. I mean, it's a bit bonkers how fast they can crank out armies. So hopefully we'll be able to counter all of them just with our much stronger forces. I guess we'll really have to see. 170, I like it. We leveled up as well. And we're going to go here. 4 damage and 2 extra damage per might. That's only 6, but eventually we could start pumping into it. And to be honest, now that we have some more people here. Oh, gross. Unlike either of those. Minus 50% health on the hero, but plus 25% health on others. No, I don't need that. I don't need that in my life whatsoever. All right. We're going to cut that down in 3 turns, and then we'll be ready to wrap the episode up. We can also go here. I'm going to instantly resolve this. The last of the beast lets out a spine-chilling scream, slumps to the ground. Alita rushes to its side. As she consoles the horde that was once her village mate, far in the distance, something monstrous howls. I hope you find peace now, daughters of Bor. One day, perhaps. Here, a map of the ancients' places as we promised. Be careful what you wish for, though. Sweet. I don't think it actually revealed anything for us. I mean, that really kind of sucks, but it is what it is. What can we do here? We're actually doing 23 food. That's not bad. I kind of feel like we have some improvements. We do. Cool. 10 industry straight up. 1 tile per city. I'll take it. And then we do have I mean, that's 4, which is better than nothing. Oh, I should have expanded here. I guess I can in a few turns, and then we can get that advantage there too. And what have your investigations shown? This may come as an unpleasant surprise, but it appears the trees have been fighting back. What? Trees can't fight? Watch your tongue. This is a world where inexplicable events are common, and powers that could drive the seas away could certainly do this. Cool. 20 industry. Simple as that. We need to go grab another unit to complete our army. We need to do a divine there. We now have lots of divine. One of the cool things here, though, is we should have enough divine. Yes, we do. So now at tier 1, we get 2 influence on divine populations versus 1. If we hit 10 of them, we double all of the Fidzy things. And then at tier 3, at 20 population, we get minus 25% dust cost in all of the fortification things. Let's see, in terms of the population bonuses here, what's a military press? 0.1 influence per fortification on a city. That's actually pretty good. So if we had like 100 fortification, we would get 10 influence. And then Xavius, if we get 5 population there, we get 10 approval on a city hall, 25 district fortification, 10 approval on a ministry, and 25. Oh, that's huge. So we definitely want to push them. Very cool. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we almost have enough glass steel to start our next quest line. But for now, there's really not much else that we can do for this first episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. We're going to go ahead and do this right here because it looks so good without with very little user interface. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this content, be sure to let me know by giving the video a like, subbing to the channel, turning on those notifications, and leaving your comments in the comment section down below. We will continue this. We're basically halfway through, so maybe 1 episode, maybe 2, depending on everything that goes down. But again, thank you so much for watching. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here.